Thank you for coming to my page. If you like the recipes, please subscribe. Also to comment section down below. Just leave a comment, good or bad, or even if you tried to make this. Giant cheese shells stuffed 2 different ways with garlic bread on the side. Here I'm beginning the tedious work of prep. Slicing up a green pepper and an onion. Later we'll saute them. And the reason why I say it's 2 different ways is most people prefer a little ricotta inside the giant shell than your marinara and meats on top. I do just the opposite. I stuff the actual shell with cheese, your peppers, your ground beef, then the sauce, and a little bit more, then smother with cheese. Either way, it's good. It just depends on your preference. Me, I prefer a little more meaty than just ricotta. Interesting side note, one of the ways I make sliced onion is literally you cut off the side once you peel off the outside. Slice into squares, turn it on its side, and then simply slice off. Now's a good time to begin boiling your water. Get a saute pan with a little bit of oil, place it on light warm while you finish cutting your peppers, then start cooking your ground beef. The end result, once you turn it on the side and begin cutting it, little small cube-sized pieces of onions that can be done in a minute versus other methods. Three hours later. So I'm beginning to cook my ground beef now. Basically a little bit of oregano and basil. Also to the pot on the other side, I began boiling the gigantic seashells. I prefer to mince the meat down thoroughly as I'm going to be stuffing the shells with it, and the bigger they are, the harder it is to get in there. You also want to check your ground beef to make sure it doesn't burn, because there's nothing worse than a hard, crusty piece of ground beef, in my opinion. Fast forwarding, I've already begun boiling my noodles. The ground beef has been fully cooked. I strained it, and now heating it back up. I went with a mix of green peppers, yellow onion, and sliced mushrooms. Over a medium heat, cover, let it cook for like 10 minutes. And I have to say, the smells of the green pepper and onion and mushroom cooking down, that smells so good sometimes. Time to start stuffing. And I prefer to stuff mine differently than most people. You grab the seashell from the top and bottom, causing it to open up, stuff in a little bit of cheese, a little bit of your meats and peppers, finally a little bit more cheese on the top, and then set in the pan. As the cheese melts, it helps to hold everything together in the seashell. Me, be honest with you too, I like meat a whole lot more than just vegetables. Blame it on the man in me. Sadly enough, I made my own because I don't like the texture and feeling of ricotta cheese, which is the traditional way to make it. Ugh. Once you finish stuffing your shells, a little bit of ground beef, onions, and green pepper on the top, on both of them. One of the things I didn't add to this video is how I make my garlic bread. Perhaps for a later video on how you can take your dough, rise, a little garlic, a little bit of butter, a little bit of seasoning. And while wifey prefers hers to be a lot less meat and more about the cheese and sauce, I'm a man. I like the ground beef and the peppers and more and more and more and more meat. One from scratch, which I normally would do. I know my wife has a preference for the one I'm pouring into hers. I wasn't going to make another container worth just for mine. So instead, I went with two different variants that we both, well, I enjoy and she enjoys. I'm also a firm believer that you can never have enough cheese. So when you see me pouring gobs and gobs, and I just never get enough. Because who doesn't love that nice, sticky, stringy pull? Which also, too, right about now is a good time to heat your oven up to like 350, since these have to cook for like 20 minutes in the oven, just to make sure everything is cooked thoroughly. And of course, I'm skipping through the video so people don't have to watch all of the boring stuff that goes into cooking. Time to toss it in the oven, 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. And we're done. Stuffed shells two ways, one with ricotta, the other with ground beef and yada yada. Garlic twist bread. Hopefully these images make your mouth water as much as it made mine water, because it was tasting so good. And this is the end of the video. Garlic bread, stuffed shells, traditional. Stuffed shells, my way. I hope you enjoy. If you enjoy the videos that I make, please subscribe.